Rolling Stone wrote an article. Trump got a free Cybertruck from streamer Adin Ross. Is that legal? The controversial content creator known for platforming white supremacists in the past may have violated FEC rules on campaign contributions during a sycophantic live interview today. Oh, fuck. More than 500,000 concurrent viewers were tuned into Adin Ross's Kick channel on Monday afternoon. Ross, a prolific, he received 2 expensive, potentially illegal gifts from Ross, a gold Rolex and a custom-wrapped Cybertruck. Ross is a prolific 23-year-old streamer with millions of followers across Kick, renowned for his boisterous energy and bro-ish antics that frequently cross a line into toxic territory. He has previously platformed the white supremacist Nick Fuentes, as well as the alleged sex trafficker Andrew Tate, a mentor of sorts. In March, Ross accidentally snitched on Tate as he planned to flee criminal charges in Romania. Tate, who is awaiting a trial, has denied the charges. After several Twitch bans over the years, the last one permanent, Ross in 2023 moved to the streaming platform Kick. Remember what I said?
Like, he thinks that Twitter is mean. Okay? Wait until fucking Washington Post gets a hold of who Adin Ross is, specifically to shit on Donald Trump.
God damn, bro.
Like, he didn't even understand what my point here. This was this was before the interview. I was giving him, I was telling him, like, look, man, in the interest of self-preservation, which you clearly have none, like, I'm going to tell you right now, I want this interview to happen because it's great content for me, but it's not going to be good for you. And then he, of course, didn't understand it. And his fan base has been fucking yelling at me all day, being like, he's so jealous, he's so jealous, he's so jealous. Like, I would love to interview Donald Trump. I would love that. But honestly, this is the second best thing. Having someone else interview Donald Trump and draw all of this media ire, I'm happy with that. I'll take it. That way, I get to fucking react. That way, I get to react to it for the comfort of my home. I don't get any additional hatred as a consequence of, like, platforming Trump or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? I'm happy. This is a win-win for me. But it's on you, dimwit. Don't you know a gift is different from a campaign contribution? Yeah. I just don't understand how that works. But I'm glad that the Adin Ross fans are already running with that. They're already
Kamala Harris says we're weird.
Donald Trump just finished a disastrous interview with a streamer known as Adin Ross.
Midas touch coming in hot.
Adin Ross is a weird dude. He got famous by sniffing butts.
You know, I have work to do. I'm done. I'll fix you. Where are you going? That's even weirder.
Let's go.
All right, I'll make eye contact with you. Wow.
Ew, why are you being so weird?
Okay, get a good whiff, not some little ass whiff, bro. Go.
Ricky,
go.
Let's do it, Abe.
Go. Get in there and give it a sniff.
Still on this? I went to work, I finished work. Are you still on Trump, Adin? No, new information has been revealed. Well, it's not really new information. So I'm going back to the story after I covered 5 fucking hours of other shit. Suck my dick. Anyway, Ross began Monday's Kick stream by acknowledging that many doubted that he had really landed the Trump interview. Today's going to be the most important stream I've ever done. He came out to 50 Cent's Many Men Wish Death and joined Ross before a small audience. Everyone thought this was going to be fake, he added. Ross's last blockbuster political interview pitches a conversation with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un instead saw him talking to a professional impersonator. Wearing a Make America Great Again hat, Ross made no effort to sound or appear impartial. His questions set up Trump to complain about everything from supposed liberal bias in schools. Even the teachers have been brainwashed, the former president said, and border security, though unusually Trump did not mention Hannibal Lecter this time. Trump, for his part, praised Ross as an outstanding young man, predicted that the live stream would break viewership records, and said that his youngest son, Barron Trump, is a big fan of Ross. From Trump's positive comments on Ross's youth and his clout as an influencer, it seems he saw the chummy interview as a welcome advantage in intensifying battle for the hearts and minds of Gen Z. Harris is likewise garnering support from prominent content creators and riding the momentum of Zoomer memes. When he wasn't bashing President Biden or Vice President Harris or calling Harris's elevation to the top a coup, Trump made dire predictions for the future of the country. Okay, get to the FEC violations. Trump in particular commended Ross's success in streaming in a deterrence to him, drawing a sharp contrast between his friendly chat and combative event hosted by the National Association of Black Journalists last week. So, Baron Haywatcher confirmed? We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that. I still maintain in my heart that Baron is a centrist and maybe sometimes tunes in when I'm like shitting on Nancy Pelosi or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I like this guy, actually. Yeah, Baron liked the B-ball content. He calls me W-Unk now. In that appearance, Trump lashed at ABC News correspondent. Yeah, Ross, who in the past have received Twitch bans for hateful slurs and once streamed explicit Pornhub videos. By the way, there's a different angle to this in terms of like Adin Ross being a culture vulture. Has not really been as prominent. I haven't seen that take a lot. But like, this is yet another dude, like yet another white dude who's just like basically built a platform off of like black culture, presenting himself as like the arbiter of black culture, and then only to turn around and be like this fucking weirdo right winger who aligns with racist people and then has like the top racist on his broadcast as he fucking fillets him. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is this? It's just crazy. And the funniest thing is like, including in the W community, like everyone kind of understands this, where like they know you say something even remotely mean about Adin, immediately his fan base is gonna say the most unhinged racial slurs to you and dox you and try to fucking, I don't know, swat your house or whatever. Which is, again, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like his fan base is so insane. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. It's just like they're nutty. The little Mabu fan base. Yeah. Isn't that you right now? Yeah, but like you have to remember I get this shit all the time. All right, let's get back to the article. Ross, who in the past has received Twitch bans for hateful slurs, once streamed explicit Pornhub videos to an audience that likely included many underage viewers. Elsewhere sought to criticize Harris because a rapper was twerking at her at a rally. He did not mention the performer Megan Thee Stallion by name, and given his history as an edgy content creator, the scandalized routine rang somewhat hollow. But the more glaring indications that Ross was out of his depth came in the form of his gifts to Trump. First, he gave the former president a gold Rolex. That's a great watch company, Trump said as he opened the box. Now I know it's worth it, he added, seeming the joke that had been worth his while to appear on Ross's channel. Then, towards the end of the live stream, Ross took Trump outside. They paused to greet Felix Lengel, a Canadian streamer better known as XCC, who was wearing a shirt of Trump with gold and silver grills in his teeth, to reveal a Tesla Cybertruck wrapped with an image of Trump holding his fist up after being wounded in an assassin's attempt on his life at a Pennsylvania rally last month. Earlier in the stream, Ross had expressed his awe that a badass photo. I got waxed, said Trump, who described how his brave supporters were not fleeing the scene. He did not comment on the one attendee who was killed or the two others who were seriously injured in the shooting. Brandon Fisher, deputy executive director of Documented, a watchdog group that tracks and investigates money in politics, tells Rolling Stone that Ross's gifts appear to have been provided to Trump in his capacity as a candidate and because he's running for office, and therefore are considered contributions to his campaign, an interpretation supported by the Trump imagery on the truck. It isn't part of a pattern of gifts exchanged between him and Trump that preceded his candidacy, Fisher points out. But what the fuck do I know? I'm just some dumbass Twitch streamer, right? And not like a smart ass Twitch streamer like Adin Ross, who happens to agree with your points. As soon as I saw the Rolex, I was like, that's illegal. Like you can't do that. You just can't give a gift to a person actively running for the presidency or any elected position. You just can't do that. There is a limit to the individual contributions that you can give to a candidate. Contributions are subject to the FEC rules, Fisher explains. In this case, $3,300 per election limit for individuals. Well, there you go. What's more, the definition of a contribution encompasses any gifts. But wait, hold on. Wait, let me just take a look at something real quick. Because while I, a dumbass who doesn't know anything about American politics, was saying like, this could potentially be a campaign contribution violation, campaign contribution law violation. All of the people in my fucking immediate, all of the people in my motherfucking immediate replies were talking about Nelka's done it before, gifted him numerous things. What are you talking about? Cook up, big bro. Hasan tweeting this while crying. Offering and accepting are two totally different things, but I wouldn't expect someone like you to be able to comprehend that. You reminded the teacher we had homework, didn't you? D1 hater. Do you not know what a gift is? Why are you lying? Community knows, get this man. If the sponsor is not a registered lobbyist or a foreign agent and does not employ, then House members and employees may generally accept a gift, including a meal valued less than $50. Gifts from a single donor valued at $100 or more in a single calendar year are prohibited. This guy posted this and didn't even read the screenshot. Hasan accused Adin Ross of election crime. Leftist streamer Hasan Piker accused Adin Ross of election crime by gifting Trump a Rolex. Am I R-worded or is he? If he's saying it's a donation, no, that's a gift from a friend to a friend. That's not a donation to help campaign anything. You can't give gifts, but donations in the millions is okay. Is this N-word R-worded? It's a personal gift, not a campaign donation. That was a gift, not a donation. It's not a donation, it's a gift. Gifts aren't donations, you fucking R-word. Donations and gifts are two different things. Last time I checked, giving a gift to someone was not a donation. By Hasan's logic, Donald Trump getting birthday presents is a FEC violation. Goods or services offered for free or at least the usual charge result in an in-kind contribution. The value of an in-kind contribution, the usual normal charge, counts against the contribution limit as a gift of money does. Additionally, like any other contribution, in-kind contributions count against the contributor's limit for the next election, unless they are otherwise designated. The funniest thing is Trump is going to have to give those back, by the way. Like, he doesn't give a shit anyway. You never even said the word donation in your tweet. Goods such as facilities, equipment, supplies, or mailing lists are valued at the price of the item or a facility would cost if purchased or rented at the time the contribution was made. Yeah, if only lobbyists knew this secret trick that they don't want you to know about, which is called give the politician a gift. Just call it a gift instead of a donation. The FEC hates this one weird trick. No, dude, it's called super PACs, okay? You can max out, you can give millions of fucking dollars to an individual candidate, okay? You can do that. You just can't do that directly, okay? If you do it directly in broad daylight in front of the camera, you are actively doing an FEC violation. You can dump as much money as you want into a super PAC. You just can't give it directly to a candidate. As an individual, you have a limit. It's just funny to think that like these guys are like, nah, dude, you're fucking stupid. And if enough people, once again, personally believe something, then it might as well be the truth. And it doesn't matter what the actual truth or what the laws are. It's funny because like JD Vance knows this reality, which is precisely the reason why when the Nelk boys were talking to him, he joked about it and said specifically, oh, I can't even pay. I have to pay for all my friends' meals because I don't know if it's an FEC violation or not if they get to pay for the meal. Remember when he said that? That's because JD Vance, despite being a horrible VP pick, is at least smarter than Donald Trump. Donald Trump, on the other hand, is not necessarily aware of that. They act like you're making the call too. I know. Anyway, that's why I'll never run for office. And I fear that if I were to run for office and people were just like big Oilers were gifting a lot, they wouldn't be able to do so because then it could be technically considered a larger gifted sub than the $3,300 limit, you know? I thought Vance was saying it was actually for accepting gifts as a senator, not as a candidate, but obviously it's also an FEC violation. Yes. Giving gifts valued at tens of thousands of dollars to a candidate amounts to an illegal and excessive campaign contribution, Fisher says. I suspect that once Trump talks to his lawyers, we'll get an announcement that he's turning down the gifts or donating them to charity. The Trump camp's national press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, tells Rolling Stone that the campaign will submit an advisory opinion to the FEC to seek guidance on how to handle the gifts. Why is the Trump campaign saying that when all of Adin Ross's fanboys are calling me an R-worded N-word or whatever the fuck? Perhaps this might be a moment where I, as a political commentator, although I am a dumbass, might know a little bit more than you do. I don't know. The evidence suggests that Ross made or sought to make an illegal contribution so he could face civil penalties, but it wouldn't surprise me if Trump were to reject the gift and Ross were to plead ignorance of the law, in which case I suspect that the FEC wouldn't spend too much time on the matter. There you go. Still, Trump at least got to sample the sound system in the Cybertruck. Anyway, that's it. After the stream ended, Harris for President spokesperson Serafina Chitika blasted Trump's performance. In a statement provided to Rolling Stone, Donald Trump's sad attempt to connect with young voters flopped because, like the rest of America, Gen Z isn't into an unhinged, tired man trying to increase their taxes, kick them off their parents' insurance, deny climate change, rip away their freedoms, and force his Project 2025 agenda on the entire generation. Also, speaking of campaign contributions, thank you, Qatari Dancer. That would normally, with 100 gifted subs, that would normally be a FARA violation, but it's not because I'm not running for office or holding office. See? W's in the chat. The Harris campaign described the stream in a statement as boring, low-energy interview, noted that Ross failed to meet his goal of surpassing 1 million simultaneous viewers. What the fuck? Dude, the Harris campaign is dunking on Adin Ross, calling him washed. Yeah, bro. The Harris campaign said, and I quote, "Perhaps it would be better suited if Adin Ross continued to dick ride famous rappers and be a culture vulture rather than try to dick ride the former president of the United States of America to diminish results." Ay, ay, ay. Trump was so diminished he could barely be heard by frustrated viewers who repeatedly comment to turn up his mic. Sound problems were an irony given Trump's complaints of faulty mics at the NAJB event. If Trump does try to hold on to his Cybertruck, he may want to heed the warnings of other owners reporting a variety of malfunctions. I like that this writer also took a shot at Cybertruck at the end of that. This article doesn't even scratch the surface of the many different things that Adin Ross has done. I don't know. I think this will be an afterthought in general. Overall, of course, people were going to come after him. Donald Trump is said to be interviewed by streamer Adin Ross, who has hosted white nationalists and neo-Nazis. Ross is linked to white nationalist Nick Fuentes, has hosted neo-Nazis and has a history of inflammatory rhetoric. Ross has previously hosted Fuentes and advocated for him and other neo-Nazis to be allowed to stream on Kick. Ross also asked to invite Paul Miller, aka Gypsy Crusader, a notorious neo-Nazi who advocates for a race war and was convicted on multiple firearms offenses in 2021, to join the site, and played a video of Miller dressed as Adolf Hitler and saying the N-word. In 2023, Ross called Fuentes into his stream to discuss a day of hate, a neo-Nazi call to action that was allegedly meant for supporters to spread anti-Semitic propaganda and cruelty. Ross told Fuentes that he's willing to help with rapper Ye, formerly Kanye West's shortly-lived presidential campaign. Fuentes discussed Ross and promoted his streaming content on his Telegram channel. During the 2023 stream, Ross hosted an anonymous neo-Nazi wearing a swastika mask with slurs written on it and a Black Sun neo-Nazi flag behind him. "I'm not trying to give you a platform," Ross said while giving him a platform. Ross streamed pornographic content to his viewers, many of whom are likely under 18. Like, this is, they will use, this is like target-rich environment. They will use all of this to shit on not just Adin Ross, but like to shit on Donald Trump, to be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're gonna, what are you doing, you fucking weirdo? You're going on this dude's stream. And I know this because like they do this to me, or at least they try. So I don't know why the fuck that like they wouldn't think that this would happen to him. Ross was reportedly banned from Twitch in February for displaying his Kick comment section to his viewers, including racist and anti-Semitic messages. Ross is closely linked to the Manosphere influencer Andrew Tate, who was charged with rape and human trafficking. Ross reportedly encouraged a fan to throw urine on a family member and joked about giving his fan $20K if he slits his brother's throat. That's really funny. They didn't mention me by name, but that was literally because he was a fan of mine. That literally is Adin Ross telling a fan of his to throw urine on a family member and joke about giving him $20K if he slit his brother's throat for the crime of watching me. His brother was watching me, apparently. In an anti-trans reaction video, Ross said his pronouns are kill/them. Just a couple of the fucking beats. I told them that they would do this, and they are doing it. I would love if Trump's appearance on Adin stream led to the increased awareness of Kick by the government and some congressperson and regulator taking notice. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You told him and he said you were just jealous, Lamau. I know. Very cool crowd of people that X hangs around, but remember he calls you and Pokey hypocrites for not covering random YouTube drama fast enough. And to be fair, I'm not on a platform that gave him $100 million. And I'm also not inviting him to go talk to and potentially be around the former president of the United States of America. I said former and potentially current and potentially next. I believe you said, I wish I could interview the former president, but here's your downside and your warning too. Yes, obviously it's in my benefit for him to interview Donald Trump because that makes content for me as well. I don't think that it's going to lead to like noticeable gains for the Trump administration, but I do think that it will be great content for me. So I openly stated that. Not that it matters, because I can't warn people because they're not listening to the words I'm saying. They're listening to what they think I believe. Okay, when someone is like demonized you actively, when someone demonizes you actively and like they're just hopped up on fucking fumes and hallucinating your fucking positions, ultimately that's why you saw so many people who kept coming into the chat and being like, you're so mad, and it was like, why would I be fucking mad? This is great content for me. I love watching Donald Trump in weird situations, but people kept coming in and were watching me fucking enjoy the show and being like, you're mad. And then they turned around and were like, okay, you're not mad, but you're also not showing sufficient respect to our favorite content creator. I got a shout out on WAPO by Taylor Lorenz on their Adin story. Following the event, the FaZe Clan handle on X posted a photo of a red MAGA style hat that read, "Make FaZe Great Again." Ross has been mired in numerous controversies. He was permanently banned from Twitch last year. Oh, in 2020, he, along with several other large streamers, including liberal news commentator Hasan Piker, streamed the video game Among Us with Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The streamer posted on X that he was helping Ross with production for the event. This is a small beat. I'm sure they'll write more about it. Yeah, I am a liberal. I think that that's just like their style guide. I'm not even kidding. Because like Taylor knows I'm not a liberal, but I think that like not a liberal, what law? I'm a leftist, brother. I'm a bit further beyond liberal, I would say. Explain the style guide comment. Every publication has a style guide that they abide by. So they might just like slot you in as liberal, even if you're a leftist.